Quantic Dreams That Word Become Human has reached a sales milestone. The developer announced on Twitter that the game has sold over 3 million copies on PlayStation 4 worldwide. It originally launched in May 2018. By December 2018, the game has sold 2 million copies. Sales for the game are expected to increase as its PC release draws near. It will be launching as a timed exclusive game on the Epic Games Store later this year.
Now it's my turn to decide.
Greedfall has received its first major update. This update contains a host of fixes and improvements to the game. Patch 1 fixes several quests in the game, such as the Prince's Secret, which should now unlock as intended. It also adds an option for players to change the size of subtitles. Camera bobbing has also been rectified, so players now have more control over the camera. Full details for this patch are available in the game's website.
To comply with security, safety, and mandatory hygiene.
Big Ben Interactive has announced that the release of its CRPG Paranoia Happiness is mandatory. Has been delayed. The game will now be available starting November 14th on the Epic Games Store. Big Ben did not explain why they had to delay the game's release. Paranoia Happiness is mandatory will have players lead a team of troubleshooters with the objective of protecting friend computer which rules over the game's world.
If you are not happy, you will be adjusted. Only traitors are unhappy.
Developer Forever Entertainment has confirmed their partnership with Sega, and they will be releasing remakes of House of the Dead and House of the Dead 2. The games were released back in 1996 and 1998 respectively. The series also has spin-offs such as The House of Dead Overkill. There are no platforms nor release dates available at this time, as Forever Entertainment said they can't say anything more for now. Survival horror game Fear the Dark Unknown has received a release date. The game will be available starting October 25th on Steam, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Fear the Dark Unknown pays homage to classic horror games of the 90s, and players will play the game through the eyes of James and Chloe Sullivan. The game is set in the Bursford mansion, where both need to survive before the clock stops ticking. A new game set in the Walking Dead universe has been announced. The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners is a VR game set to launch on January 23, 2020. It is set 3 years after the outbreak in New Orleans. Players' choices in the game will have its own consequences as they progress. It also offers players over 15 hours of gameplay in VR, as well as a wide range of weapons, episodic updates, and a lot more. Narrative-driven adventure game The Bradwell Conspiracy has received its release dates on all its supported platforms. The game will be launching first on PC and PlayStation 4 on October 8th, followed by Nintendo Switch on October 10th. Xbox One follows thereafter on October 11th. The Bradwell Conspiracy puts players in the shoes of an unnamed museum visitor who wakes up following an explosion at the Bradwell Stonehenge Museum's Solstice 2026 Gala. The visitor works with a trapped survivor named Amber and communicates through AR glasses.
What the hell is happening?
Lemon Bump Entertainment has announced the release date of its pirate-themed open-world farming game, Stranded Sails Explorers of the Cursed Islands. It will be launching on October 17th on PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. The game took inspiration from games such as Stardew Valley and The Legend of Zelda. Players will take the role of a shipwrecked crew who must find ways to survive in an archipelago. Freebie Hunters, this is good news for you. The Epic Games Store is currently offering the 60-second puzzle adventure game Minit as it's the free game for this week. You have until October 10 to download it for free, and it will be yours to keep forever. Minit features a monochromatic look, but don't let it fool you. The game will have players solve puzzles which have to be done within 60 seconds or else the hero gets killed. Capcom has previously announced that a free post-launch content will be coming to Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Aside from the addition of a new body, the Raging Ape Rahang, Iceborne will be getting a new volcanic region. According to Capcom, the new region will be added to post-credits area, the Gilding Lands. Free title update number 1 is set to roll out on October 10th. award-winning game Return of the Obra Dinn released on a PC last year. And soon, players on consoles will also be able to take on the puzzle game. Starting October 18th, the game will also be available on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Return of the Obra Dinn puts players into the shoes of an investigator who's aboard a ghost ship and is investigating the deaths of its crew. It is set in the 1800s and features a unique monochromatic art style as well. Time for today's featured deals on ALLKEYSHOP.com. Out for grabs for free is the first-player multiplayer shooter Battalion 1944, which you can get on Steam throughout the weekend. We also have price drops for Black Mirror and Octopath Traveler. And the best discount of the day is Project 2. There is more where this came from, so go to our Daily Deals page now and get these offers while you still can.
A leak for Apex Legends has ended at Halloween special event. The leak came as an accidental post of a respawn of a badge for the event in the loaded screen. And there, we get that the event is called Fight or Fright. So to confirm the event, the data miner named Shrugtel posted some much needed information about it. The post does confirm that the title and the new map for the event is called Shadowfall, and it has also been revealed that zombie-like creatures called Leviathans will be your enemies. It is hard to paint a picture on what this Stranding is all about, but thanks to the newest trailer shared for the game, you will know exactly what you will be doing. The trailer is called The Dropped, and we get to see the protagonist some Porter Bridges delivering packages all around America, reconnecting isolated cities by creating new strands, and it may be a simple task, but the group is determined to stop them from reconnecting everybody and save them. So Death Stranding is set to launch on November 8th. Fast food chain Wendy's has a new tabletop RPG where you will be battling against what looks like Ronald McDonald, and it's a free to download. The game is called Feast of a Legend, and it has a 100-page rulebook having a theme similar to that of the fantasy tabletop RPG Dungeons and Dragons. It's just like D&D, but with a few changes, like the abilities taught would include strength, intelligence, charm, grace, and arcana. So players would need to build a character that attributes the order of adventure. Ubisoft has removed time saver microtransaction from the game Ghost Recon Breakpoint upon removing the items. Ubisoft shared their philosophy regarding microtransactions, saying that they aim to offer a fair and rewarding experience to our players, however they want to experience their game in a solo, co-op, PvE, or PvP. Ubisoft further explained that the time savers were supposed to launch at a later time and are geared towards players arriving later in the game. Persona 5 Royal is getting special downloadable content that will be bringing Protagonist from Persona 3 and 4 to the game. A special place will also be available for the fights, and it is called a Velvet Room. This location is a place that is out of space and time, which means that the character's lore is not that important and that anything is possible here. The characters added are Izagani from Persona 4 and Thanos from Persona 3. So Persona 5 Royal launches by 2020 in the West. Developer Gearbox Software shared that they released the hotfix for Borderlands 3 bosses. The bosses are Gigamon, Katagawa Ball, and Belly, Ann, and Ted. So the hotfix for Gigamon is that his health has been reduced, and changes for Katagawa Ball included removing his regenerative shields. So for Belly, the Ann, and Ted, same as Gigamon, his health has also been reduced, but for him it is significant at 25%. So Gearbox promises to keep an eye on the bosses to make sure that more adjustments are needed. Steam has a charity sale happening and it has a lineup of about 41 indie games. The event is called the One Game Fund Charity Event, where 50% of the proceeds from the sale of the discounted games will be split between 7 charities, and these charities are games-centric, and it includes the non-profit Able Gamers and Children's Welfare Charity Child's Play. Some of the games in the list include FUGL, Goner, Bury Me My Loved, Irma Lost Phone, and Another Lost Phone, and this sale will run up until October 6th only. Battalion 1944 is published by Square Enix, and it is a 5 vs 5 infantry-based multiplayer shooter. This game is a free-to-play on Steam up until Sunday, October 6th, and if you would want to go ahead and take the plunge and purchase the game, it will be discounted and will only be for $10 up until October 8th. You can purchase the game by itself or as part of the Red Set Edition bundle, which will also have the exclusive N1 model, 10 Red Sun chest, and the game's digital soundtrack. Rockstar has added a new vehicle in GTA Online Garage, and it is the 4x4 Anna's Hellion, which is the cousin of the Land Rover. This is available at the Southern San Andreas Super Optus, so some bonuses are also available for the week, and it is included in the Survival series. There are 7 new mobs, so there is a lot of things to do, and also, any casino mission story will put out double this week, so you can also earn triple on all races on the Venture Off-Road playlist.
Peggy 16.
The spy thriller and shooter called 13 from the 2000 is now available once again in GOG, and it is only for £4.99. And this is to hype everybody up because a remake of the game will be launching in 2020. The return of the game actually happened at the same time with GOG's 11th anniversary, which means that there are a lot of games available for sale. Some of the games included are The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Thronebreaker, The Witcher Tales, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, and Hollow Knight, and so much more. The Division 2 has a secret boss that had not been found for 2 months. The game of the secret boss is Agony, and it had only been discovered only after the developer showed some hints about it. So right after the hints from the live stream were dropped, an hour and a half passed by and a Reddit user had said that they were able to find it. And then, less than 30 minutes later, a video had already been shared on Twitter. The boss, Agony, had been hidden in the Manning National Zoo. Time for today's feature deals on ALLKEYSHOP.com. After grabs for free is the first player multiplayer shooter Battalion 1944, which you can get on Steam throughout the weekend. We also have prize drop for Black Mirror and Octopath Traveler, and a buzz discount for the day's Project Cars 2. So there's more where these came from. So go to our daily deals page now and get these offers while you still can.